Howdy train fans, welcome back to the Chattanooga Southern Railroad. So updates from the weekend's activity. So I will start over here with this section, and then I'll show you something that I'm really excited about regarding how I've improved the operations for the layout, and I'll show you that. That was my big project over the weekend. And then I'll do a mail call at the end because I got some more things in. So we'll do that in that order. Okay, so over here in the South Industrial area here, I've gotten, as you can see, my main road bed in. You can see it underneath there as well. I started cutting and fitting all of these turnouts in here. That's been a little bit of a chore, trying to get all this laid out. I don't know if you've noticed this already, but this whole crossing section, double crossover thing, slid this way, and I did that in order to accommodate what's going on up the top end over there. But it seems to be working out, and these turnouts are starting to get a little more separated overall, which is nice because it makes these passing sidings a little bit more, give us a little more room for more cars to shuffle around. So working on that. I like the way that things are laying out here. Trying to decide whether to have this track be up here or down here. That's why I've got two separate lines there. Still working on whether, I think this track is going to go here, but it doesn't align well with this turnout the way I've got it right now. So I may have to pull this a little further, towards the front of the layout. But everything else seems to be falling into place. I did put a cutout together for the mill building that I'm going to put over there. The mill building being the one I can't find right now. Oh, there it is. That mill building right there is that one right there. This track has gotten a little shorter because I've moved this crossover, and that's fine at this point. Haven't decided on whether I'm going to take this track straight out for the engine house, or whether I'm going to curve it back a little bit and angle it. That's still in my thoughts right now. I'm not permanently attaching this yet, because I still have to drill the holes for the switch machines and also for the frog power. So once I get everything kind of laid out, I now know where that crossover is going to be. So it's going to work out well. Give me a pocket track there for at least a, maybe even a road engine like an SD with 6-axle back in there and be able to escape. And also give me plenty of room for, 4 to 6 cars, depending on their length, to come in there. So, and I'll have room. Those tracks are just sitting there. They're not, if you remember, I'm going to put that big building there. So, all right. So that's the update on this end. But let me share with you the other big update. So if you remember from a previous episode, one of the things I have done as part of my quote-unquote history is this track here used to be the old LN line. And I've actually got a tag there. You can see that. It used to come, I'm going to make it look like it used to come all the way here, through here when these turnouts weren't here, through a double diamond, and off through that way. And it would have had an interchange track here, an old Y turnout here, to interchange with the existing southern main line, right, through the tunnel. And this was going to be the mountain, right? So this track would have gone off that way, the southern main line that way, again, L&N that way, right? And then, of course, I've got down on that end, that curved turnout goes out back to that staging area, which is going to, quote unquote, be the Seaboard coastline interchange, right? L&N, not L&N, Seaboard coastline. So off to the east of us, right? So anyway, So here's where the beauty is. So I've been working on trying to make sure that I've got operational capability, so I can have, because I want to be doing switching and interchanging and things like that. I really wanted to be able to have trains come onto the layout and go off of the layout, right? And I don't have a lot of hidden staging, right? Other than that big thing I was putting back there, but that's only one aspect, right? So I've got a yard down there, right? And then of course I've got this yard up here. These two were going to be dummy tracks that kind of, this one goes into a block wall and this one was going to go into the backdrop, right? And just disappear into a mountain for about 12 inches. So you saw that crossing in a previous episode too. So here's what I came up with. And I'll tell you, this is, talk about a light bulb moment for me. This gets me interchange capability for not only the main line, the southern main line, but also the L&N main line. So what I'm going to do is, instead of having this go straight off, I'm going to be moving this, and you can kind of see it, have it curve in. So instead of this portal being here, it's now going to be here, which kind of makes sense, right? But now this track is going to cross over this one. This one's going to shoot out through that backdrop to a staging cassette that I'm going to build for out there, right, for operation capability. But then this track, which is the L&N, is going to be able to come back here. And so what I've done, and I'm so excited about this, sorry for the shaky camera, is I've built myself a 6-inch wide platform back here behind the backdrop so nobody can see it. And this becomes a 2-track yard for outbound, meaning going onto the layout, and inbound coming off the layout. So I now have an L&N interchange along with what will become a Southern Railway interchange. So this is going to really open up operations on the north end of the layout. The L&N trains can come on, interchange out, get pulled into the yard and whatnot. Southern trains can come through if they want to. They can stop, interchange here, drop cars. And then of course I've got the interchange back here, which would be for, like I said, the Seaboard Coastline. And I'm also thinking if there's a way I can put in, sorry for the blurriness, an interchange on the main line that way as well with another cassette. So I'm really excited about this. So looking forward to getting that all built up out there. So anyway, just really excited about that. All right, another quick update. I have decided, based off of how this track work is laying out, that abandoned building is going to go about roughly right there. I did get that model for here, and it looks like that track is about perfect on its angle for that building. So this will be a building that you kind of like an industry that I will then be able to pull cars on through into the staging area. Anyway, all right, time for a quick mail call. So let me show you. You saw it in the picture, cover picture. So I got my engine house. So this is meant to go there, right, in the main yard. So I'll have a 2-track engine house for that. I've got picked up, whoops, sorry. There's the 150-foot highway overpass. That's for over there, right? I'll figure out how that's going to fit in there. In addition to that, I got myself some, this is kind of hard to see, but let me see if I can get it so you can read it. Basically, these are metal casting bridge abutment pins and bearing pads, which I wanted for this bridge here, since this is a highway overpass here. And then I also picked up a nice maintenance kit for the model locomotives. Right, I got a lot of trains that had been sitting for some of them as long as 20 years. And I tried to run one of them over the weekend, and it was not a happy camper. So I'm gonna have to do some maintenance of some of my older locomotives going forward. So I picked up that in the process. Other than that, not much else. But like I said, I'm really stoked about how this all worked out in my mind. I had to take those supports down and redo them over there. But hey, that's the price. And this still works visually, which is great. I did have to pull those portals out a little bit, but hey, I'm okay with that. With what I've got planned. So that'll be a nice big mountain. It'll hide all that interaction back in there. And the way the tunnel portals are cocked, you would have to get way over here to look down that either of those portals to see what was going on, and you're not going to see where they're going relative to that. So great way to add some operational realism on this layout. So getting stoked, folks. So I'm started laying tracks. I also started cutting and assembling these turnouts in here as well, getting those laid out. Haven't gotten up into there yet. Gonna be working my way back into there. My next goal is to continue on this end now that all that stuff down there is squared away. So I'm going to continue here, get the last little bit of road bed and ramping down to deck done, and then I figure I probably got another evening, maybe 2 worth of work here in this section, and then I can start putting backdrop up and fascia here. So I'm getting jazzed. All right, anyway, well, there's your quick update. Sorry it's a little longer than I was hoping, but hope you guys have a great week, and we'll see you on down the tracks. Bye, everybody.